The United Democratic Movement is calling on the Constitutional Court to announce judgment on the postponement of October's municipal elections. The UDM has joined in the ANC's call to have elections postponed. At the same time, the party also wants the reopening of candidate registration system. Let's speak now to the party's leader, Bantu Holomisa. Mr. Holomisa, thank you so much for making time on the lead this afternoon. The ANC says it's approaching the electoral court. They're saying that they faced some glitches with that system as they were submitting their candidate lists. Did you also face and experience similar frustrations?
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, on the day of candidates capturing, the IEC online system was problematic in our experience, and we did raise the issue with the IEC, and again we did a formal approach to them on the 24th, I think. Yes, we wrote a letter to the CEO. The CEO responded as follows. The Commission accepts that the circumstances in which political parties had to prepare and select candidates was less than ideal given the prevailing Cloud-19 circumstances as well as disaster management regulations which had prohibited political gatherings during third wave of the pandemic in the country. So in other words, even the IEC, but they replied to me to say they are unable to extend the period. But my argument is that this issue of elections, whether they are in this year or next year, they will be on this year or next year, it's not in the hands of the IEC as we speak. We are waiting for the Constitutional Court. But if they can extend, they manage to extend time from 5 o'clock to 9 p.m., what stops them to continue to extending to make sure that all parties, in the meantime, whilst they are waiting for the judgment, everything is cleaned? So I don't understand how they think.
Yeah. Political parties like the DA are now against what you and the ANC are calling for. In fact, the DA says they will be opposing the application by the ANC. Their argument is that the 23rd was, in fact, the day that political parties were meant to have submitted. That was the last day, but the IEC had actually opened that system from the 3rd of August. So they're saying it comes across as if some of these parties complaining now waited until the last minute.
Well, the DA by its nature, it opposes anything that moves. So I'm not going to waste my time on that. But be informed that on the 2nd of August, almost all political parties in the history of IEC rejected the IEC's timetable of 21 days. Remember that some of our parties which are participating in this election depend on the list conferences. Now, when Cyril Ramaphosa and his other team have lockdowns and banished political activities, what are they expecting people to do? Left hand doesn't know what right hand is doing.
What are the implications of the IEC not extending then this deadline or even opening it by the day? And because my understanding was that there are provisions in law. I spoke to Teritzelan, who is a former official at the IEC, who explained Section 20 and Section 30 that there are, in fact, provisions in law for the IEC to allow for the candidates list to be amended.
Yes, there are those provisions. Even there are provisions to extend them. I've just cited that on the day of the election of the registration, the deadline was 5 p.m. But they said, okay, we'll extend it up to 9 p.m. So why would they not allow when people are asking the extension? I'm interested, for instance, on Monday, if our case is heard on Monday, the urgent case, as to whether the IEC would oppose the application to extend, given that they are the ones who have also went to the Concord to say the elections must be postponed. And the letter I received from IEC, I've just quoted for you, that they are not happy themselves.